Hello my friend, Gustavo Almeida here. Learn fast with the Conscious Competence Matrix for success. That's something that I've known for quite a number of years, and it has helped me a lot. So what it's all about? Basically, it breaks down learning into 4 phases, 4 steps. So you begin in the phase of unconscious incompetence. What does that mean? That means that you don't know anything about a certain subject. You lack skills, and you are not aware of it. It reminds me of the expression, ignorance is a bliss. For example, remember when you were a child and you wanted to ride a bike? Before you tried it and you saw other people doing it, it probably seemed easy. So easy that you thought that you would just hop on the bike and just start riding it easily, without any struggle. It's pretty safe to say that at this time, in this stage, your confidence clearly is way higher than your skill. In fact, your skill is none. So that's the stage of unconscious incompetence. Then the next stage, the second part, is conscious incompetence. This means that you still lack the skills, but in this moment you are now aware of it. So your skills still are very low or none, but now you are aware of it. This usually happens when you try to ride a bike and you fall to the ground. You tried once, you tried twice. If you remember when you were a child and you tried to ride a bike, you know that the first few times that's what it happens. You try to ride a bike, but you don't succeed at first. You have to fall sometimes until you get the hang of it. So that's stage 2, where when you are incompetent, you lack the skills, but you now are aware of it. You now have conscience that you don't have those skills. Then stage 3, it's conscious competence. Now, this means that you now have skills. You have skills and you know how to do stuff. You can ride a bike without... Well, you might fall off or lose your balance once or twice, but most of the time you can keep your balance. But you have to do it. You have to be focused on what you're doing. It's not second nature. You are doing it, it's going well, but you're focusing a lot of your attention, all of your attention, into doing it because it doesn't feel easy yet. You can't do it without thinking. So that's conscious competence. And then there's the last stage. This is the one we want to reach. It's unconscious competence. By this time, you're very competent in your skills, so much that you can do things like it's second nature. You can do things without thinking about them. You just go along riding your bike. You probably are looking at what's surrounding you, and you're not even thinking about about riding the bike. It's like your body was in autopilot, and it was doing it by itself, without you even thinking. For example, at this moment I'm driving. I'm doing it and I'm not thinking about it. I'm thinking about what I'm saying to you, and I'm pretty much driving instantly with my instincts. And driving is again another skill that which I have gone through those 4 steps. At first I thought that it was gonna be easy. I was very eager to start driving, but when I started driving, I noticed that there were some difficulties, a lot of them. For example, in my country it's very usual, most cars have manual transmissions, so it's difficult at first to get the hang of using the 3 pedals, namely the clutch. It's not just putting the stick in drive and moving on. It's a little bit more difficult, especially when it comes to getting the car moving when it's in standstill. But if you keep on at it, and if you keep putting on the effort, you'll eventually learn it, and eventually you'll be driving with a lot of concentration, some tension, nervous, because you don't feel, you know you're driving, but you're not very confident on what you're doing. And if you keep on doing it with time, you'll be able to drive while you're changing the radio station on your stereo, programming the sat nav to take you to your destination, recording a video for YouTube. With time, everything gets easier. And you might think, what's the interest of these 4 stages? Well, whenever you're learning a skill or you decide to do something, you have to realize that in the beginning, when you have the idea, you get a lot of motivation, you get very inspired, and you're devoted to changing your life, or at least changing part of your life. But when you start trying to do it, sometimes difficulties arise, and that's when my sat nav is giving me indications, and that's when you realize that it's not going to be that easy. You're going to struggle, and that's when you have to be persistent. Sorry, for some reason my camera just stopped recording. So as I was saying, in the beginning you feel very inspired to take action and to change your life, but soon when you start taking action, you realize that things are not as easy as you initially thought, and that's when you start to lose all that confidence that you had in the beginning, and it gets worse, because as you insist in trying to do stuff, you'll notice that as you get really aware that you can't do it, that you lack the skills, what happens is that you'll become frustrated, and this is the moment where you need to think positive, to persist, so that you can grow your skills and so that you can overcome your difficulties, because this is the moment that many people end up quitting. They have difficulties, they try stuff, but they realize that things aren't going to be as easy as they thought, and many times they actually convince themselves that they're just not cut out for it. But like anything in life, if you persist long enough and with enough dedication, you'll be able to reach your goals. Something that might help is not only keeping yourself feeling positive, but reading books, learning more about the subject, talking to people who know more about the subject, and basically that's it. I wanted to give you a view on these 4 stages of learning, because it helps me a lot with my online business, because many times you're putting out your best effort, but you know that you don't see the results, and it can be frustrating, because you're putting out your best efforts and results don't show up, and you start wondering if you're doing the right stuff, and if it's worth doing it. So that's how understanding these 4 stages helps you see clearly how you go through that process, and how you can achieve your own success. Well, that's all for today. I hope you got value out of this video. Please subscribe to my channel and give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. If you're thinking about starting your online business, check out the link in the description. There's also my contact info there. If you want to, you can reach out to me. So take care, goodbye, talk to you soon.